Minecraft 1.21.8 has been released and Wurst Client has already updated. So to get it, you want to head over to their official website, wurstclient.net. This will be linked right down in the description below. Anyways, here we can click on the download Wurst button, then on Wurst for Minecraft 1.21.8. Here you're going to find all of the available versions. Currently there's only this one, so I'll select that. Anyways, then you can scroll down over to the downloads area and click on this dark gray button to download Wurst for 1.21.8. Also, very important, click on this white button next to it to download the Fabric API for 1.21.8 as well, because you do need that. So to use Wurst, you do also need to have Fabric installed for Minecraft 1.21.8. If you don't have this yet, or you're not sure where to get it, then I will link it down in the description below. But anyways, now as you can see, I've got the Fabric API as well as Wurst Client in my downloads. And if you also have that, then you can simply place these in the mods folder by pressing on the Windows and R button at the same time on your keyboard, typing in app data, then going into the folder called roaming.minecraft, and eventually into the folder called mods right over here. Simply drag in both of these and we're Gucci. So we can close up both of these locations, open up the Minecraft launcher, and launch Fabric for 1.21.8. So here I've just briefly loaded into a Minecraft world to give you a quick starter tutorial of how to use Wurst Client. If you want a full in-depth tutorial, then I have also made that, and I will link it down in the description below for you guys. Anyways, to get started with Wurst Client, you can simply press on the right shift button on your keyboard. That is going to open up this area right over here. It's known as the Click GUI. This allows us to click on these utilities to turn them on, click on them once again to turn them off, and actually click on this green arrow area right over here to bring you into their customization menu. As you can see, this one is quite large and it just contains a bunch of customizations for the utility as well as a description of what it does. These descriptions are also there when you hover over them. So basically it's really as simple as that, pretty easy to use. I highly recommend that you just look around this client a bit, try and figure out for yourself what a bunch of things do, play around with it. Anyways, scrolling down, you'll notice that some of these start with the dot instead. If they do, that means that those are actually commands, and you can access them through the chat. For example, here by typing in .bind, obviously it's not a correct syntax. If you just type in a naked command, then it'll tell you everything there is to know about the command, which is really useful, and all that information can actually also be found if you go into this area and then click on that command. For example, the drop command, it'll tell you what it is, what it does, as well as how to use it, which is really nice. Anyways, we can close out of here for right now because there's actually an alternative by pressing the right control button. That'll open up this Click GUI. It contains the same things, just in a different layout. Some people will prefer this. For the rest, if we go back into this area and scroll down to the very bottom, there's going to be another small section of utilities over here. These contain things that can show up on your screen, as well as more general utilities like the option to disable the client. There's a keybinds manager, stuff like that. You might also notice a logo in the top of your screen right over here. You can turn that off or manage it through the Wurst logo utility, which is right down here as well. Anyways, for the rest, you'll notice that on the escape screen, there is also a Wurst options area. Here you can find all of the managers, some Wurst settings, as well as Wurst Client's official links. Anyways, for right now, that was basically that. Remember, there's an in-depth tutorial linked right down in the description below. And if this tutorial did help you out, then obviously make sure to subscribe. Anyways, for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I do of course hope to see you all again in the next one. Bye-bye.